Cubs Kids Club presented by ComEd, the official kids club of the Chicago Cubs, is back in 2013. Earn your pinstripes as a member of the Cubs Kids Club and receive kid-specific perks, experiences, and merchandise. Visit Cubs.com to sign up today and be a part of the fun all season long.
Cubs batting in the ninth. I'm sure Jeff Samardzija has broken a sweat, but he hasn't really given off that impression on the mound.
Yeah, you get the sense that if it were within the rules, he would just say, let's waive the top of the ninth. Let me just keep going. I mean, he is so locked in.
Good breaking ball by Omagrasso. 0-2 on Darwin Barney. Great work by our entire crew tonight. Led by John Walsh, Dave Turner, Tamara Anderson, Jim Corno Jr., Mark Harper. Paula Ostroba on the road with us tonight. Stage manager in the booth. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
That's the best thing about the Crosstown Cup. Paula makes a road trip. Hey fans, you have a group looking for a great spot to enjoy sunshine baseball and all you can eat and drink at Wrigley Field this summer? Budweiser Patio gives you the opportunity to do this in prime home run territory. Bring your best guests inside the ballpark this season. For more information and to purchase tickets, call 773-404-4200 or visit Cubs.com/premier.
Excellent night for Julio Bourbon. To say his best as a Cub.
A night that did not start well for him. Punched out his first two times up. But look at the rest of that score sheet. Big two-run home run, singled and scored in the seventh.
One and two. A chopper. That's foul. It's going to be warmer tomorrow night.
Good. Significantly warmer?
I think it will be, yeah. Two down.
Blue Jays thumping the Braves tonight 9-1. Encarnacion, he's turned into a home run machine. He hit his 14th. Rasmus number 8. Aaron Sebia his 12th. There's two clubs there that really hit the ball out of the ballpark. Sox lead the Phils, the Red Sox, 8-1. Bottom of the 6th in Boston.
Justin Verlander won today, 6-4. Beat the Pirates 6-5. The final.
Pirates made some noise late. I was watching that one earlier. Verlander had, I think, 11 strikeouts through 5.
So the Sox tonight looking to drop. Well, not looking to. It looks like they will drop to 5 out. And a game under 500.
Well, you talked about it earlier, the similarities between these two teams, and maybe the most striking is run differential. The White Sox had been outscored by 12 runs. The Cubs 11, or the other way around. Yet the White Sox were 500 and the Cubs 11 games below the break-even mark. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse because we talk about it every day, but it is kind of bizarre. The White Sox had been outscored by 11, Cubs by 12. So the Cubs will actually have a better run differential at the end of the night.
And be about 5 games behind the White Sox. Sometimes baseball makes no sense. That should be a double for Castro, his second hit tonight. Your good friend Jason Stark once said that, and it's so true. Sometimes the game just leaves you befuddled.
The fun thing about the numbers in baseball, and this is a hanging slider, and Magrasso had really been pitching effectively with his fastball breaking ball combination, but this slider just sits there for Castro, and he's got a 2-hit night plus a walk. He had 2 hits yesterday, so he may be heating up. But so short samples, weird stuff happens, certainly on a game-by-game basis, but over the long haul, the numbers tend to, the truth is revealed by the numbers at the end of the long season. So if the Cubs and the White Sox continue to score like they have, they're going to end up with very similar records. And the Cubs will be a lot closer to 500 than they are now.
Yeah, I think we're still, this is the 50th game. We're still kind of early enough where you'll see some funky things with that Pythagorean record not matching up. But by the end of the year, it usually is pretty close for most teams.
There's 1 or 2 outliers typically. I think the Orioles last year, because they won so many one-run games.
Swinging bunt for Rizzo. Magrasso will throw him out. But the main event, the main guy tonight has been Jeff Samardzija on the mound. He's going to head back out there to try to complete it.
You sure you want to do that?
Who are you?
Oh, hi, I'm the second owner.
I just bought this car.
Correct. You're the first owner, and I'm the second. Think about me and all the other owners after me. Tell me about Mudbone. Does he ride in the car?
And no, he's allergic to leather.
The exceptional certified pre-owned program with the highest quality cars. Good news for the second owner.
Buy a future car.
Visit your local Audi dealer to learn about the many benefits of our comprehensive certified pre-owned program.
Excuse me, do you have all the popular smartphones?
We do.
AT&T?
Yes.
T-Mobile?
Sure.
Sprint? Verizon?
Got it.
Do you make commission on this?
No.
Do you have all the plans?
We do.
Does this make my head look big?
No.
Can you activate all of these?
Yes, we can.
Can you transfer my contacts?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm pretty popular.
No problem.
You're good. What number am I thinking of?
9.
Yes.
Trade in your phone and get up to $200 back. Any carrier, any phone, any plan, all in one place. Only at Best Buy.
Every inch, every minute, every second, we chip away, making the colors of earth and sunset skies into rich interior accents, or putting the beauty of a forest in the palm of your hands. It will take you to another place, wherever you happen to be. This is the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It is the best of what we're made of. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $359 a month.
Tonight, stick around after the game for Blackhawks Postgame Live. Break down the action from Game 6. Here live from Coach Q and the Hawks' biggest stars. Blackhawks Postgame Live presented by Hawk 4 tonight after Cubs Postgame Live on Comcast SportsNet. We've got it all covered here on CSN. Well, the result of the game tonight, not really much in doubt, but it sure would be nice to see Samardzija finish the game and pick up a shutout. He's given up 1 hit. That was in the 3rd inning.
He started good and he got better as the evening rolled along.
This is typically when even impatient offenses become a little more picky because they realize we've only got 3 outs to go. And it's 3-1 on Keppinger. And then the question is, why is it that offenses become more patient late in games? And I think part of it is, well, pitchers. There's a ground ball. Samardzija's going to have to beat Keppinger. He will. Good feed from Rizzo. The pitchers start to maybe work the edges a little bit more late, especially in close games. Let's look at the only hit of the game in case you missed it, or if you forgot about it and wondered, well, was it a cheap hit? What was it? No. Connor Gillespie. Good solid base hit.
Well, nobody will be playing the what-if game. Major League Baseball has not yet seen a no-hitter this year. There's been a number of close calls, a handful of one-hitters. If we were to have an office pool and handicap who would be the next guy to throw a no-hitter, Samardzija would have to be on your short list.
No question. Although on this is not criticizing Philip Umber, but if you had said last year before the year who's likely to throw a perfect game this year, he probably would not have been near the top of your list.
You would have gotten a lot. You would have gotten good odds. If you'd taken that bet, you would have made a lot of money.
So back-to-back 3-ball counts to start the ninth. Cool night. Pitch count shouldn't be much of an issue right now.
He's in a hurry. He's mentally he's in that clubhouse enjoying this W. He needs to just kind of slow down a little bit.
Ball 4. Their third base runner. Neither of the other 2 reached second. That's a strike. Super Joe McEwing has been a lonely man over there at third. Daryl Boston's only said hi to 3 of his players in the last 2.5 hours.
Daryl and Joe, they're just looking over at Samardzija going, I'm glad we're not hitting tonight.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
This is the kind of night where it's better to be a coach than a player.
Got him. Mr. Splitty, it looked like. 2 outs.
Starts in the zone, about knee high, and just disappears.
Strikeout number 8. $30,631. Cup fans wearing blue, and most are on their feet. That'll be the second hit of the night for the White Sox. Alexei Ramirez. And Flowers, the only White Sox player to get into scoring position. He's now at third.
Cut fastball, and Ramirez catches a good piece of it.
I don't care if it's a 7-run lead or not. Samardzija's going to work Rios like it's a tie game in the 10th.
Yeah, you want that shutout bad. You come this far, 1 out to go. Chance to get his first major league shutout.
Trying to get the Cubs staff's first shutout of the year. And on the hands of Rios. Broken bat, pop up. Barney with the grab. Jeff Samardzija with a 2-hit shutout as the Cubs dominate the White Sox tonight. The Cubs win 7-0. That was a beauty.
Just a masterful performance by Samardzija. Had plenty of help from his friends as the bats broke out as well. Put 7 on the board on 9 hits. But the night belongs to number 29 from pitch number 1 to 1 whatever. He didn't throw many. It was a dominating performance.
Well, this matchup, the Cubs and the White Sox, probably means more to Jeff Samardzija than anybody else on the roster. He's been with the Cubs for a while, grew up in Northwest Indiana, and all smiles as the Cubs win their 2nd in a row. And the GMC Professional Grade Player of the Game, I'm going to go with Jeff Samardzija.
I think that's a pretty good pick, partner, and he did it with just an electric fastball. We saw it at 98 miles an hour. The split finger pitch was devilish, especially to the White Sox left-handed hitters. There you see Dunn chasing one, but he had that ability all night long to throw that splitter, start at the knees, and just have it dive down towards the dirt.
Well, rough start to the trip, but the Cubs have won their last 2 in a row, and the star of the game is standing by with Luke Stuckmeyer.
Well, there's no question he's the star of the game tonight. A 2-hitter, a shutout, your first major league shutout. How does that feel, Jeff?
Oh, it was good. Had all the stuff working today. Fastball command was good. They were swinging early, so you know, it's a little head match there when they're swinging early and you're throwing a lot of fastballs. You know, you got to have good location, or else you know, they're going to be hitting over the park. But unfortunately, we're getting quick outs and we're able to get through the game.
Middle of the game, it seemed like you were really, really in a groove. Did you feel that way on the mound?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, you get those 3 runs, 4 runs, and then goes up to 7. You know, it really changes your approach out there, and it allows you to really attack the zone, and you know, just kind of keep moving, and then you keep tacking on runs. That's what it's all about. Defense played great behind me tonight. Welly called a great game, and it went well.
The Bourbon homer, how much confidence does that get? Because you haven't had a ton of run support this year, but it's got to give you some confidence on the mound.
You know, you just keep pitching, no matter the situation or what's going on. But Bourbon going deep there takes it to 3 runs, really allows you to pitch and like I said, attack the zone and keep your pitch count down.
When you're out on the mound getting ready to start the game, did you feel different today? Did you feel good?
Felt a little lethargic, to tell you the truth, man. I was up kind of late last night, and I don't know. It's just the warm-ups I was trying to get going, and then getting through that first inning quick allowed me to warm up and get the rest of the game going.
He got out just in time.
All right.
I mean, congratulations. You get out of here. Jeff Samardzija with the shutout, and he avoided the shaving cream pie, Len.
Thanks, Luke. You could tell from the first question he was looking around, waiting
he was.
for Matt Garza to get him.
Peeking over his shoulder.
It was Travis Wood, and a whiff.
Don't get hurt.
Samardzija was so good tonight, he even avoided his teammate. Be careful, fellas. So the Cubs beat the White Sox tonight 7-0. They'll go for the 2-game sweep here on the South Side tomorrow. And for JD and our entire crew, this is Len Casper from U.S. Cellular Field. Your final, Cubs 7, the White Sox 0. Again, we're back here tomorrow, 6:30 here on CSN. We'll kick off our coverage for more Crosstown Cup action and a lot more to come. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live is next.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan at our downtown Chicago studios. Cubs post-game live is next. We recap Game 1 of the Crosstown Cup, which goes to the Northsiders. We recap Jeff Samardzija's dominant outing. Hope to hear from the Cubs starter. Plus, Dale Swaim, Robin Ventura reaction, and more. Todd Hollingsworth, Belton, Bill Melton join me for post-game live next.
Oh, we single-handedly won that Cubs game. Yeah. Without a doubt. None of that happens without us. Bottom of the ninth. What was the score? 4-3?
No, it was 3-2.
3-2.
Cubs are
down 3-2. I'm trying to get this Let's Go Cubs chant going, trying to get the crowd into it.
It wasn't the right time. That's why you're terrible at starting chants, because it's all timing.
Anyway, Todd Walker comes up with a huge pinch hit single to put runners on first and second. This guy stands up.
Just stands up
and what'd you do?
Let's go, Cubs! On the second chant, the entire stadium is right there with him.
Ben brought the energy into Wrigley Field. I mean, this is what the Cubs needed. Michael Barrett is coming up next, and he hits a ball to the right field corner. The Cubs went on a 2-run double from Barrett. All started from
Let's Go Cubs.
This guy's chant.
From a simple chant. Let's go, Cubs! Let's go, Cubs! Let's go, Cubs! We single-handedly won a Cubs game. Single-handedly, tri-handedly won the game.
Because it was the right time.
What started as an ordinary piece of aluminum was about to become something extraordinary. We have the technology to make it more refreshing than it's ever been. Bluer, colder, wider, venti-er. It's the ultimate delivery system for cold refreshment.
Thanks, scientist.
You're welcome, beach guy. The world's most refreshing can, only from Coors Light.
Cubs baseball on Comcast SportsNet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online, only at southwest.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. AT&T, rethink possible. Xfinity Home, your total home security and home control solution. Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Audi, truth in engineering. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Covering the Crosstown Cup from our downtown studios in Chicago.
Broken bat pop-up. Barney with the grab. Jeff Samardzija with a 2-hit shutout as the Cubs dominate the White Sox tonight. The Cubs win.
Jeff Samardzija, 2-hitter, his first career shutout, first by a Cubs pitcher against an American League team since Game 3 of the 45 World Series. Cubs blank the White Sox 7-0. Take Game 1 of the Crosstown Cup. 3 more to go this week. 1 more at U.S. Cellular and 2 at Wrigley. Hello, welcome to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield, along with Todd Hollingsworth and Bill Melton. I'm David Kaplan. Start with you, Holly. Jeff Samardzija, very efficient early, and that was the key to the game.
Absolutely. What a performance through 4 innings. You saw 43 pitches. Great job. Efficient. I mean, he's doing everything. You saw the four-seam fastball early. Didn't play his hand on his secondary pitches. Introduced those in the 5th. That's when you started to see the strikeouts. But he'd already set it up. He had the lead. Things were going his way. He expanded his game, and then you started to get the swing and misses late. Great game plan, Jeff Samardzija. Complete game shutout. What more can you say?
Bill, the White Sox did not have an answer for him. Didn't get a man beyond first base until the 9th inning.
Well, I've seen a lot of that this year, to be honest with you. I'm not going to take anything away from Jeff Samardzija, but he did have a game plan that pretty much will do in the White Sox. And we're talking about when you start going to that off-speed stuff and that good split finger or that good breaking ball. They didn't see a lot of it. They saw that fastball early. Pretty good sinker on that. And, you know, we're an aggressive team. We talked about it in the pregame. We'll swing a lot of pitches. We get behind a lot. We don't walk very much. So I think they just played right into Samardzija's hand. I really do.
All right. For Jeff Samardzija, an outstanding effort tonight. Threw just over 100 pitches. Really was very efficient early. Only 1 strikeout in the first 4 innings. You look at his numbers there. 9 innings, 2 hits, nary a run, just 2 walks. He walked Paulie early, had 1 walk in the 9th inning, and 8 punch-outs. And he was locked in, Holly. There he is early. But let's go back to the ballpark. Let's hear from White Sox manager Robin Ventura.
The kind of sink that Samardzija had tonight, would that be tough on a team that was rolling, much less a team that's still trying to?
Yeah, I mean, he was very good tonight. I think, you know, you look at just the at-bats, a lot of swing and miss. You know, even when we hit some, it wasn't really, he just didn't seem like anything was hit hard, really. There might have been a couple in there, but you know, it's just one of those you tip your hat. I don't, you know, want to go too far into it as far as everything else, but you know, he was good. He was as good as anybody we've seen.
Did you feel like your hitters had good approaches at the plate?
Well, I mean, again, that goes with what the guy's throwing, and he was tough. I think, you know, we had a similar, as far as stuff and everything, you know, with Harvey in New York, it was similar stuff. So, you know, I guess the answer to the format, they like the format because we don't have to face them anymore.
2 hits going to be tough.
Yeah.
You had some mistakes in there.
Yeah, again, it was, you know, it's just one of those you can't win if you're going to play like that. So, you know, I don't know if it was flat, if, you know, Samardzija made us flat, or we were just flat. But it was definitely not, you know, what we've been playing like.
There were some miscues in the field. How tough was that to see?
Yeah, again, it's just one of those. I don't know if it was the pitcher made us flat, but you know, there was enough of you know, a lack of focus that needs to be there.
Nate Jones has been the same this year as he was to last year. Is there something he can do to fix or here, or will a decision have to be made about his future?
Well, I mean, right now he needs to fix it here. So, you know, we've seen it. It's there. You know, I don't know if it's a lack of confidence or what, but you know, stuff-wise, you know, it's not a velocity issue at all. It's going to be more location and the confidence with being able to continue to do that.
All right, Robin Ventura tipping his cap to Jeff Samardzija, rightly so, but also saying his guys might have been a little bit flat.
No. Well, he wasn't real happy about it. I can tell just by the way he was talking. He doesn't like his team making fundamental mistakes. Balls that need to be caught.
Not covering second when
not covering second base. That's a mental thing. Robin Ventura and that whole coaching staff, that drives them up the wall more than anything. You can go ahead and bobble balls and miss them, but if you don't turn the double play and if you don't go after a pass ball like that, and when you make a bad throw to first base, I'm surprised this guy didn't wind up at second. But that's the stuff that when he means flat, that bothers me more than anything. You can go for 20 off of with Robin Ventura. He won't say a thing. You don't cover a bag, you don't make a play, then you got a problem.
The play at the wall that Piazza did not make.
It's got to be caught.
I know that it's not a fundamental mistake. It's just a drop ball. But that ball has to be caught.
It has to be caught. He whiffed on it. And that's what it is. I mean, you don't go up to a player and say, hey, I think tomorrow they might say something. Maybe you got a late jump. But, you know, those are balls. That just adds on to what you saw before. So it makes it a little bit worse.
All right, let's hear from Dale Swaim in a moment. He is going to come into the press room and meet with the Chicago media. In fact, let's take him there now at U.S. Cellular.
I'm thinking, watching him, you'd like to get this extension done with Samardzija at this point.
Well, I don't even know if there's one going on, but I mean, that's the kind of guy you want around for a while, that's for sure.
Yeah, was that about as well-pitched game as you've had this year?
Well, that's going out on a limb. I mean, we've had some good ones, don't get me wrong. Feldman's had a couple good ones, but, you know, when you throw a 2-hit shutout, and I think he only walked one guy, it was, you know, that kind of stuff. 97 from the first pitch till the end, you know, the last 110th pitch, whatever you throw, you're not going to see that too often in the big leagues.
He's been good all year, Dale, but over these last 3, is there something different that he sees doing?
Well, I think it's just, you know, sometimes, you know, he revolts back to, you know, probably thinking a little bit too much instead of just knowing what he is. He's a big-time power guy with, I mean, you guys saw his split finger tonight. It's pretty much an unhittable pitch when he's convicted and throwing like that. So, I mean, sometimes, like I said, he not that he's not a pitcher, but sometimes he wants to be, you know, this pitcher that's pitching like a Greg Maddux or something. He's not that kind of pitcher.
Does it seem like this is probably his biggest start as he's had anyway since opening day? I mean, does this say something about him, too, that he has starts like this in games like this?
Well, I mean, if you revolt to basically his last 3 starts that had, you know, something, you know, behind him, meaning his last start last year. He knew it was his last start. Another dominating performance against the Pirates, and then opening day, and then today. I mean, that's big-time pitchers. That's number ones. That's number ones knowing that our bullpen has been, you know, abused the last few days to, you know, knowing I got to, you know, go deep in this game to finish this game to give my bullpen a rest. Then obviously keep we won 1 game in a row and to, you know, win another game. That's what number ones do.
Approach your guys to play today. It seemed like they had some really good just approach all game.
Well, I mean, we got big hits. You know, we did, you know, we made some quick outs, but we got some big hits. You know, the double by Rizzo. You know, I think anytime you start off a game with a lead, you know, Soriano's big hit in the first inning. You know, and you know, Barbone's huge home run. You know, left on left there to hit a home run was huge. So that was probably the kicker to give us a 3-run lead to where Samardzija didn't feel like he had to, you know, nitpick and all that, not to give up a 1 or 2-run home run.
Jeff said before the game that he was surprised you hadn't done better against left-handed pitching. I know you kind of said the same thing. Was this finally it? I mean, you'd stuck with that same lineup against lefties, and they finally came through.
Well, I mean, it was, you know, a little different. I mean, you had, you know, Sweeney, Barbone. We've been mixing Barbone in there as well. So, you know, but, you know, we got the key. You know, we got a guy over. We got him in. You know, the situational hitting was there. So, I mean, you talk about it, you know, all you want. But the bottom line is, you know, the situational hitting was there tonight that some nights it's not there.
You mentioned before the game about guys drawing walks and taking advantage of that, and then 2 of the 3 guys that walk score. I mean, even just in a 1 game, do you find that encouraging and hopeful that, you know, that's something that can be continued?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to get people on base, you know, any way you can. But, you know, I've told you before, there's one stat that doesn't lie either. If you walk more than the other team, you win a lot of ball games. It's just another stat that's glaring that, you know, if you walk 2 times and they walk once, you usually win about 80% of that game. For some reason, it's just the way it is.
We'll bring Jeff in a moment.
All right, Cubs manager Dale Swaim. Let's go back to the first inning. Cubs able to plate a run. Starlin Castro, his 8th walk of the season. And then Anthony Rizzo strikes out, but nobody covering second base. Ramirez gets there late. Cubs get a steal. And then Soriano thinks he got that one. Doesn't really bust it out of the box, I would say.
Calm down.
But he ends up at first on a long single, but the Cubs get on the board, and that relaxed Jeff Samardzija.
Absolutely. Cap, we talked a little bit about this in the pregame. Not only Jeff Samardzija, but this offense as well. Can they put something together early in the ball game and relax? Enjoy the game, put together the ABs. Sori comes up with a big hit. Yes, we want to see him running out of the box and getting into second base. He doesn't. Drives in a big run, gets the Cubs the early lead.
You talked about not covering second base. Have you seen a lot of those fundamental type mistakes
I
this
saw
year?
it early. Haven't seen it much in the last couple of weeks when they're winning streak, but I haven't seen a lot of that. Actually, Alexi had a bad run with his glove, actually bobbling balls, no big deal, but not too many mental mistakes. There's a lot of times when he goes back on little pop-ups and stuff, he has trouble with that, listening to the outfielders and all that, but other than that, he generally has. I remember about 3 years ago he had trouble covering the bag, but now he's covering it pretty quick.
All right, let's go back to the ballpark. Jeff Samardzija meeting the media.
Jeff, you've had some really good performance all year. Was maybe this one your best one yet?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I knew coming in the game they're going to be aggressive early in the count. You know, they're an aggressive fastball hitting team, and I knew a lot was going to come down to, you know, location on that pitch, and I had some good location early in the count and got some quick outs. You know, it's really allowed me to kind of hold off on my off-speed stuff for later in the game and just kept them off balance. Yeah, like that fastball location was huge.
Jeff, Daniel said that what you did tonight is the kind of stuff that #1 pitchers do, knowing that the bullpen had worked so hard. Did you go out there with that mindset?
You know, I'm going out in the mindset to pitch deep in every game. You know, if you want to be one of the guys, you know, that the team turns to in big situations, you know, that's the #1 thing is pitch deep into games, save your bullpen, and give your offense a chance to win the game. You know, we saw it happen tonight, had some quick innings, and, you know, we go out and put a quick 3 up there in the first few innings, which allows me to, you know, take a step back and like I said, pound the zone and really not be too worried about the long ball or anything like that. Just keep guys off the bases, and then we tack on a few more. And, you know, that's about how you write it up. So, you know, you got to go kudos to our offense there to allow me to relax and you know, make some pitches. But, you know, they were great at the plate today. They were aggressive, and they ran the bases real well and played some great defense behind me, too.
Can you pinpoint the last 3 starts? If you could just give us a general overview of what you think's been working.
I made a small adjustment in my mechanics, you know, with my hand placement. Which has really allowed me to get up on top of the ball and really drive the ball downhill, which in turn has allowed my, like we said, fastball command to be better. You know, when you're going 0-1, it's a big difference, and they're seeing that fastball. They got to get ready for the fastball. That's been the big difference is being to throw that 4-seam for a strike and that 2-seam in on the hands. You know, and then mix your off speed after that. But you know, I've been throwing my off speed pitches for a strike, and my splitter was down in the zone today, so. You know, like I said, it starts with that fastball, and that's kind of what I've been living by here these last few starts.
Jeff, to move from the bullpen not too far back now to like what Dale just called a #1 pitcher, are you proud of yourself? Are your quick ascent up the totem pole?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I put a lot of pressure on myself anyways as it is. You know, even when I was in the bullpen, I expected a lot out of myself. But I always had a big picture on what I thought, you know, I could be and where I could go. But, you know, there's a lot of work, and a lot of things had to change for me to get there. Like I said, I had to get better with my strikes and be more efficient. But, you know, I knew it was going to be a process. You know, after, you know, 09 and 10, I knew I had some work to do. So, but, you know, it's just, you just keep going. This game, you got to be resilient in this game. It doesn't always go your way. Just keep making pitches and you know, keep working hard. Keep your eye in the future what you want to do. And, you know, but like I said, you get some runs out there. You get 7 on the board. It changes the game big time.
How much sweeter is it against White Sox?
Yeah, I mean, I love this place, man. I love coming to watch games here as a kid. I've loved watching these guys play for a long time. I've always been a fan. So to come here and have my whole family here and you know, 30 minutes from home, from my backyard, it's fun. You know, I love being here. I love the atmosphere that are here. Like I said before, I love these games against the White Sox. They're always fun. Fortunately, they cut them down to 4. You know, it's this is what baseball's all about, are these rivalry games, and that, you know, they're going to come to play every day, and they're going to bring their best, and we're going to do the same. Yeah, it's just fun. This is what you play for. You know, you play for these games, and it's just a lot of fun.
Dale kind of tied together this start, opening day, your start in Pittsburgh last year. What is it about the kind of higher profile games that you seem to respond to the atmosphere?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of always been that way as long as I can remember. You know, sometimes you can lull me to sleep, you know, with other games that, you know, that aren't that important, and that's something I need to get better at too as a player. That every day is the same, you know, regardless of who you're playing or the situation. You know, you approach every game like it's a playoff game, and, you know, I think I'm learning that, and I'm getting there and getting better.
there's just a comfort level when you get to sleep in your own bed and drive 15 minutes to the park and come play. You got the smell of the steel mills in the background, and it's not the most beautiful scent in the world, but, it smells like home. So, it's just fun. I love competing against that team. They're a great team, a great group of guys that play hard. I admire them a lot. It was just fun.
You say because they're so aggressive. I mean, did you come in, you see in their tape, pretty confident that when you would be able to get ahead and get that split finger as an out pitch? Yeah,
I knew they kind of want to stay away from the split finger, so they'd be a little aggressive. And from the film, I'd seen them, had some good success against some fastballs, over the plate early in the game. And I just kind of wanted to avoid that. And it doesn't mean you go up there and you start thumbing, but it just means you got to be a little more precise with your fastball. And the sinker was big for me today. I got Keppinger to ground out in that double play behind the count. There's a couple other counts I was, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. I threw a good sinker that, got me a rollover. And situations like that can turn into first and third or second and third. You need to avoid those. And if you can get a double play out of them, it's even better.
All right, time for a break here. Cubs Postgame Live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. We will have more with Bill Melton and Todd Hollingsworth right after this.
To be the official sporting goods retailer of the Chicago Cubs. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
At Sports Authority, we have all the name brands you love, like Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, and The North Face. We carry fitness equipment, camping, bikes, baseball, and more. We offer a rewards program, The League, which earns you 5% back. And we'll match prices with our ad price match promise. So why do we do it? Because we love sports just as much as you do. All the best brands, all the best value. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
To the Hyundai Memorial Day sales event, featuring the models that all of America's talking about. Right now, get incredible deals like 0% APR for 60 months on Elantra, plus a $500 valued owner coupon. Or take home the dependable Sonata and also enjoy 0% APR for 60 months. And drive away with Hyundai Assurance, including America's best warranty. The Hyundai Memorial Day sales event ends May 31st. Visit myhyundaichicago.com.
Every season tells a story.
Are you kidding me?
New stars rise.
Unbelievable.
Old records fall.
Goodbye.
Dreams are chased. And miracles happen. Bring home all of this year's defining moments with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Every game, every Sunday, everything a fan could ask for, now less than $2 a game. For the most live NFL action anywhere, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS today.
Doc? Doc? Goose!
Our technology builds some of the best tires in the world. Because when it comes to performance, we don't just play around.
Cheater, we said no 360s.
Who's up for some leapfrog?
You're watching Comcast SportsNet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
All right, time now for our Four Seasons Heating and Air Conditioning. Who's hot and who's not hot? Rolling the last 7 days. Wandy Rodriguez, who the Cubs faced, 2-0. Didn't walk a man. Patrick Corbin, 2-0, the 240 year and 15 Ks. And Araldis found his game. 4 saves, 4 innings pitched, and 9 Ks. Who's icy cold? Marlon Byrd, 111 batting average. B.J. Upton having an awful year, 176. But Shin-Soo Choo did not look good against the Cubs all weekend, and 0-59 the last week, one of his last 17. All right, let's check out our Sports Authority play of the game. And And this honor, let's break it down, Holly.
Well, Julio Bourbon, this is about kind of lessons you learn in hitting. You watch Quintana, he's attacking him inside early in the ballgame. Now, this is uncharacteristic for the most part for lefties. Lefty-on-lefty matchups, you're seeing 75, 85% of the pitches away as a lefty hitter. What does he see? For the most part, he challenged him inside early in the ballgame. What we're setting up here is this third at bat. The first pitch fastball that he gets, kind of cheats to it right there and gets it. I really felt like that was set up by that first at bat. Jose Quintana established the fastball and was willing to go in there against the left-handed hitters today. He looks for this pitch. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Yeah, it caught a little bit more plate than what Jose Quintana wanted, but he was looking to spin on that pitch right there. Nice at bat, gets the Cubs a 3-0 lead.
All right, time now for the Subway winning box score, and this one belongs to the Chicago Cubs tonight. 7-0 winners behind Jeff Samardzija. Look at the numbers, and you see the damage done by the first 4 guys. Bourbon, 2 for 4, knocked in 2, had a home run. Castro, 2 hits. Rizzo, 2 for 5, and Soriano, 3 for 4, and a couple of RBIs. Nobody else with a hit.
No, nobody else did much, but again, working together. Rizzo, great at bats today, off Quintana as well, and Soriano, fantastic night. Set the tone early, got the Cubs on the board, all over that fastball. Cap, you and I know this about the Cubbies. They are a good fastball hitting team. They saw a bunch of fastballs today, and they put together some quality at bats. We even referenced the Anthony Rizzo double, fly ball to right, sac fly to right, ABC baseball. We saw that in this game as well. You and I love it. Complete win for the offense tonight.
All right, there's Soriano staying hot. Let's look at the Sox lineup. And Bill, not obviously a lot of productivity, but the strikeouts jump out at you tonight.
Well, you know, actually, I'm pretty used to the strikeouts because I see that number 7, 8 a lot of times. So that's not too surprising right there. But when you got dominating stuff like Samardzija had, Jeff Samardzija, we're going to strike out. There's no question about it. The thing is, he got ahead. Once you get ahead of White Sox hitters, and you can start throwing that split finger or any kind of changeup, they generally, will swing and miss.
All right, we will come back on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. We'll hear from Paul Konerko and some more right here on Comcast SportsNet.
And the shot clock is winding down. The game is on the line. He puts up the 3.
Get into the game with Wingstop. Crispy classic or boneless wings cooked fresh to order, tossed and sauced in your choice of 10 mouth-watering flavors. And for a limited time, pick up the new triple double pack. Classic and boneless wings in 3 flavors, fresh cut fries, rolls, and more. All for just $19.99. Be the MVP. Wingstop, the official wings of sports fans.
Look at him, living on cloud nine with that U-verse wireless receiver.
You see, in my day, when my mom was repainting the house, you couldn't just set up a TV in the basement. I mean, come on.
Nope. We only watch TV in the rooms that had a TV outlet.
Yeah, if we wanted to watch TV someplace else, we'd have to go to my Aunt Sally's. Have you ever sat in a plastic-covered couch?
You're missing a good game over here.
Those kids wouldn't have lasted one day in our shoes.
Add a wireless receiver. Call to get U-verse TV for just $19 a month with qualifying bundles. Rethink possible.
This is my business.
I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there.
Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Toasters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
Forgot the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
Ask anyone from just about anywhere, and they'll tell you about their DQ. There'll be stories about road trips, chicken strips, and a blizzard served upside down. But what they're really saying is they're a fan. So here's to our fans, the local heroes and local legends, the next in line and the next generation. At DQ, we don't make fast food. We make fan food.
Save big money during Menards' 11% sale.
Receive an 11% rebate on all your purchases all this week.
Shop Menards for premium lawn care products. Weed and Feed is $8.89 after 11% rebate. Keep hoses organized with Suncast. This hose reel cart holds up to 225 feet of hose, only $22.95 after 11% rebate.
Hurry in now and save big money.
With an 11% rebate on everything in the store.
Save big money at Menards.
We now return to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
All right, time now for our UPS store taking care of business play of the game. And there is Anthony Rizzo getting the job done, and Piazza goes back. That's just a ball he's probably got to catch.
Yeah, I think he whiffed on that. You got to get back against the wall, and you got to wait for the ball right there. He just, he probably didn't know where the wall was. I don't think he took his eye off of it, but I think Todd can touch on that, being an outfielder himself, but that's a play right there that's really got to be made. I don't think he knew where the wall was.
Well, he didn't get there. That's the problem. That's Bill, that's what he didn't do. He didn't get to the wall, and that's part of the problem. He came up short, and then he drifted about the last 2 feet. Great at bat by Anthony Rizzo, 98 mile an hour, ready to get in the box, ready to hit, gets a pitch out over the plate. Nothing wrong with swinging early when you do something with it and you get the mistakes that are there out over the plate. Again, we talk about on-base percentage and working pitch counts. You're going to get some cookies. When you're feeling good, swing the bat. You saw it right there. Anthony jumped all over that first pitch fastball, drove it off the wall.
All right, let's go back to U.S. Cellular Field. Paul Konerko in the locker room.
You know, he was dominant. You know, that's a great start for him, and you know, that's all you can really say about that one. I mean, they had some guys swing the bat well as well, but that was kind of secondary to what he was doing out there.
It seemed like he really had all of his pitches probably going, and obviously he brings it with a lot of heat too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was, you know, I think one of the lucky ones. I mean, I swung at a fastball a little, expanded a little bit my first time up and grounded out, and then I walked on 4 pitches, and then I got a good fastball to hit my last time and just missed it. You know, so I didn't even get to the stuff that everybody else was getting to. I didn't want to. But from the side, yeah, I mean, he had a ton of movement, ton of, that fork ball or split or whatever he's throwing, you know, he's obviously backing it up with, 95 and throwing strikes to make you swing the bat. So, tip your hat to him and move on.
Does this compare to what Harvey did to you guys in New York?
I didn't play that game, but I think they're kind of different pitchers. I mean, Samardzija has a lot more movement, as far as I think just his natural ball just moves and cuts and sinks a lot. Just watching from the side, the other guy, I mean, he's more of a Verlander type where, it's straightforward. I mean, he's got 4 pitches and just a little bit, they're just kind of different pitchers. I mean, I think they'll have the same results a lot of times, but they kind of have different stuff.
Did you have in the back of your mind what happened last year at Wrigley when you were facing him? Just this is the last year.
No, I mean, I'm aware that happened, but I mean, there was no, nothing, not much more than that. I mean, it was nothing like it was in my mind when I was hitting or anything like that. So.
All right, let's look back at Todd and Bill's keys from the pregame show. Each had a key, sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And Bill, you were right on the money. No Addison Reed tonight.
No Addison Reed. We got smoked 7-0, but addition and subtraction. Thank God we didn't have to.
There you go, Holly. You were right on the money as well.
Right. Slug it out. Jeff Samardzija was on his game. You saw it early. A lot of 4-seam fastballs. You heard Jeff talk about it, setting the stage. Didn't have to play his hand till later in the game. Had the lead. That's when you saw the slider and the splitty, even the cutter. I counted only 6 off-speed pitches in his first 43. That's how aggressive he was with that 4-seam fastball.
All right, let's check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's game. Edwin Jackson going for the Cubs. His good friend Chris Sale back on the bump after missing his last start. And Sale said, I'm going to be jacked up to pitch against my buddy.
Well, you're going to see a Jeff Samardzija, but this time it's going to be on the south side. It's going to be Chris Sale. That's the kind of game he can throw, too.
Absolutely right. It's going to be interesting. And Jackson has scuffled mightily. Sure. This is a huge stage for him to try and turn his season around.
Well, again, he can't go into this with the idea that he's got to go pitch for pitch with Chris Sale. Go out there, pitch your game, execute pitches. If you're going to pick a format, pick the one that Jeff Samardzija just gave you. Be aggressive, but key. And one of the biggest keys, we talk about this all the time with Edwin Jackson, he's got to avoid the big inning and manage the traffic that sometimes gets out there. That's when those innings start to seem to get away from him. It always seems like it's in a span of about 10 pitches. He's got to control that. If he can get out there and dominate, establish his fastball early and get to that slider, I think he could have good results. But again, that's going to be key for him.
All right, that is going to put a wrap on our show Again, tomorrow we'll have Sports Talk Live from U.S. Cellular Field, and Chuck Garfien will be in this seat with Todd and with Bill. Thank you for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Again, we see you tomorrow ahead of Game 2 between the Cubs and White Sox. Blackhawks Postgame Live with Pat Moss, Steve Conroy comes away immediately following tonight's Game 6. The Hawks up 3-2 on Detroit in the third period. Have a great night.
He even avoided his teammate. Left the darkness, light a fire for the silent and the broken hearted. Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your voice?
Hurry to the Hyundai Memorial Day sales event featuring the models that all of America's talking about. Right now, get incredible deals like 0% APR for 60 months on Elantra, plus a $500 valued owner coupon. Or take home the dependable Sonata and also enjoy 0% APR for 60 months and drive away with Hyundai Assurance, including America's best warranty. The Hyundai Memorial Day sales event ends May 31st. Visit myhyundaichicago.com.
If you want the best of baseball all season long, Xfinity from Comcast gives you the best seat in the house. With MLB Network, you get live games 4 nights a week, plus 24/7 insider coverage and live look-ins every night. This is MLB Network on Xfinity. This is awesome. Sign up for the Xfinity HD Preferred XF Triple Play with MLB Network, or ask about other bundles starting at only $99 a month for 12 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Whenever you want, wherever you go, your favorite shows are there.
How does that work?
With DirecTV Everywhere. We've added Showtime with shows like Dexter and Homeland, so you can watch the same shows you love at home.
That should be a good thing.
On your cell phone, tablet, or laptop.
Why not?
Catch up on previous seasons anytime, anywhere.
I'm in.
Plus, we're adding more of your favorites all the time. Start watching now at directv.com/everywhere.
Pro Jersey Sports in Downers Grove, your outlet for authentic wear. Now, with double the space at our new location, Pro Jersey Sports has the largest selection of Chicago team wear anywhere. Get ready for each season with authentic wear from your favorite team. We have something for most any team, college or pro, plus throwback jerseys and autographed memorabilia. Pro Jersey Sports, you won't believe the selection or prices. Stop by our new location or visit us online. Pro Jersey Sports, 75th and Lamont in Downers Grove, your outlet for authentic wear.
Coming up on Inside Look, presented by Cadillac. Let's Play 2, the second part of our special conversation with Cubs ambassador, Ernie Banks. The North Side is a place where Banks beat all odds and became one of baseball's all-time success stories.
I wanted people to know that about my life, not what I did. I know what I did, but who I am.
Also, going one-on-one with Mr. Cub in a special at-bat.
One more time. Let's do it one more time.
Part 2 of Inside Look, Ernie Banks. Next.
Welcome again to Inside Look. I'm David Kaplan. In part 1 of our discussion with Hall of Famer Ernie Banks, we talked about the disappointment of never winning a championship here at Wrigley Field. But his amazing career ultimately earned him a ticket to Cooperstown. The career itself began in 1953 when he became the first African-American player to wear a Chicago Cubs uniform. We begin part 2 with Ernie's memories of the man who changed baseball and society itself. Ironically, you have the same birthday as Jackie Robinson. He was born, he's older, but the same birth date you share with Jackie Robinson. He also became a huge influence in your life, and he wanted you to become a Dodger, I believe.
Yes, he did.
Take me back to your relationship with him.
Well, I played in Jackson, Mississippi with the minor league team that played against his Major League All-Stars. And he came over to me after the inning was out. He said, Ernie, you can play in the Major League. I'm going to recommend you to the Dodgers. I just looked at him. I didn't answer him. And that's what he did. So 5 years later, Cubs was playing here, the Dodgers was here. They had already won the pennant, so Jackie didn't play. I didn't play because we were not winning. So he came over to third base, where the Cub dugout is, and I came out of the dugout, went up to him, and he said, "Ernie, I'm glad you're here. I knew you would make it. And I just want to tell you a little advice. Listen and you'll learn. Listen and you'll learn." And that stayed in my mind for forever. And just listening. I just listened to people. I didn't answer them or nothing. They had interviewed Jack Brickhouse and all the guys here. One day I didn't know what to say. What pitch did you hit? I just listened to them, their questions. So Jackie told me that, and then later on I got with Jerry Lucas. Jerry Lucas played basketball at Ohio State, and he got into a memory class, and I got involved. I heard about it, got involved in it, so I went to that class of learning how to remember things, remember people's names, places, where they were born, and all that. So when I started playing first base, everybody got on first base, and they got on first base a lot then. I would tell them about, "Oh, Ted Sizemore, you was born in Welcome to Missouri, and you went to school at Ohio State," and they would be on first base looking back and forth. "How do you know all this stuff?" Because I remembered all. I knew everything about everybody who played baseball, not just their playing, a football or basketball or any sport, not just their playing, who they were, because my life was about not what they do, but who they are. That's what I really wanted to know. And I wanted people to know that about my life, not what I did. I know what I did, but who I am. And I remember that from Jackie. Jackie, I went to a lot of his speeches that he made. I went to New York, and I was really surprised when Rachel, his wife, called me in Arizona and told me they wanted me to be a pallbearer for Jackie. And I was, really shocked and touched by that. So I went to New York and was, one of his pallbearers.
If we look back right over here by third base, that would have been many, 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 many years ago when you stood right there talking to him.
Yes. It was at third base.
It was right there.
Yeah, right there.
So if you think back to those moments and the wisdom that he had on you, what did he tell you about having to deal with the racial tension that this country had and what it was going to do to you? Did he give you advice, here's how you handle it, or he let you figure it out like Gene Baker did on your own?
Same way. That time, that's what they let me figure it out myself. I mean, just listen. That's what he told me. Just listen and you'll learn, and that's what I did. But most of those guys I played with Kansas City, I learned a lot from them. They had a lot of wisdom now. A lot of them were not educated. But they knew so much about life. It was just unbelievable. Jackie knew so much about life. He was in the military and all of that, and went to UCLA, and he was above everybody. He raised the bar with all of that. And then Larry Doby came, and I learned a lot from Larry Doby. He was over in the other league, but we played him in Arizona. They train out there. Indians train in Arizona where we were. So I had a chance to see him and talk to him a lot, and I just got around a lot of those guys. And my life now is what I'm going to do. I'll share this with you. I'm going to visit all their grave sites, the ones that are here, like Buck O'Neill and Satchel Paige, and their grave site. And the reason that it just means so much to me that I learned so much from them. I haven't shared it with anybody, school kids or nothing, but I just learned so much from them, that just being around, they play, they action. I learned from Satchel, something that I wrote down and live by. Keep running and don't look back. Somebody might be gaining on you. Don't look back.
Just keep moving.
Keep moving. And that's what you got to do in life.
Your life after baseball was about giving back. You were very philanthropic. You wanted to always give to people. You always wanted to be a good person. You always wanted to make people feel good. People must have come up to you all the time and said, "Oh, Ernie, I ran home in the 7th inning after school and watched you play."
They did.
that's the infectious thing that you've got, the way you touch people.
They did, and I was in California. I met a guy that really shocked me. He came up to Ernie. I mean, I watched you play a lot, and every time you came to the batter's box, I would watch you. I didn't care what you did, whether you got a hit or home run. I just watch your movement and your feeling toward being in that batter's box. So it really inspired me, and I was really touched by that. I just inspired him by going up to the plate. He didn't care what I did. And he was a little bit younger than me, but I was just amazed at that. I said, God almighty, I think about this. I like to tell kids and players, be nice to people. Be nice to people, because you're going to meet them somewhere again. Even here, I saw a lot of young people that came to sit in Wrigley Field, and now they're captains and sky marshals and all kind of things. I mean, I'm just amazed at how people's lives grow and how they change and what they do with their lives from being here at Wrigley Field. This is like a school to me.
Coming up on Inside Look, Ernie Banks, a communication breakdown.
Sometimes they don't get it. My whole problem is get people to listen.
And later, the Hall of Famer goes to bat.
When was the last time you think you stood in this batter's box with a bat in your hand?
An opposite field home run in his major league debut.
Castro, the youngest Cubs player ever to reach 200 hits in a season.
I lay my back to the talking in the show.
Watch the show with a track record that speaks for itself. SportsNet Central, every night at 6:30, 10, 10:30, and midnight. Only on Comcast SportsNet, fans' best friend. Weeknights, don't miss Sports Talk Live on Comcast SportsNet. David Kaplan leads a roundtable of the day's hottest topics.
There's no reason why Cutler can't run an offense that's similar to what Brady's running, or Breeze is running, or Manning's running.
Interview Chicago's biggest stars.
We've been as hungry to win in every single game as the last one, and we want to continue that way.
And interact with you, the viewer. Sports Talk Live, presented by Captain Morgan. Weeknights on Comcast SportsNet. Season after season, one network captures the most exhilarating moments in Chicago sports. Comcast SportsNet. We understand your passion, and we're as obsessed as you are. We know this is what you live for, and we live for it too. You are the greatest sports fans in the world, and this is Comcast SportsNet, fans' best friend. We now return to Inside Look, Ernie Banks.
You are a big fan of golf. I'm a huge fan of golf. You told me one day that you got a chance to spend several days at Augusta playing golf with Warren Buffett and Bill Gates.
Half of the U.S. economy. You believe that?
How about that? So what was it like for Ernie Banks to be at Augusta, very privileged place, and to sit there with two of the wealthiest people in the history of the world? What's that like?
Was really amazing. Really amazing. But my life is what Jackie told me. Just listen. I just listened to them. We stayed in the same apartment at Augusta, went to the golf course, had lunch, and I just listened to them. I said, and they felt that I was the billionaire, not them. I mean, Warren Buffett was always talking to me and asking me different things. And what I did, I had some shirts made, and I gave it to them. They didn't wear them. These are wealthy people. They did not wear them. They wore the same shirts they had. They brought there. So I learned a lot from them. They don't waste anything, and they find out something they love to do, and they do it over and over and over again.
Isn't that what they told you is the key to happiness in this world?
And success.
What did they tell you?
And success. They were talking to each other. Just find something you love to do. And I saw that. Warren Buffett loved investing. Bill Gates loved technology. So that's what they love to do. And I learned that from them. Just find something you love to do. I try to pass that on to people I know, kids I know. Sometimes they don't get it. My whole problem is get people to listen to me. They don't listen.
They don't. It's the way the kids are today.
They don't listen.
All right, I want to take you back to let's look at your life. We're up top. We're looking down at the life of Ernie Banks. There he is walking up the fairway or having dinner with Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and yet you came from where you had to scavenge to get food behind the supermarket, whatever they threw out so your mom could prepare a meal. You didn't know if you'd have a Christmas tree or gifts. Your brothers and sisters, they didn't care. You had this unbelievable life. They were very happy in their simple life.
Yeah.
Can you believe where you've been, what you've seen, and where you came from?
Yeah, and what I learned from that, I've been around poor people and wealthy people. I haven't seen any difference in their lifestyle. They're both happy with what they have, and miracles will happen in their life. I heard the owner of the White Sox, Jerry Reinsdorf, talking about this, of all the things that he did in his life. I mean, like buying the White Sox. He didn't know it was a good deal or a bad deal. Who he's buying it from or who he's selling to. They didn't know. He said, all I did was count on luck. Just luck that he got the White Sox. It's just luck.
Up next, competing with baseball's tainted era.
Does it bother you at all?
And
the toughest guy you ever faced standing in the batter's box here at Wrigley's.
Inside Look. Ernie Banks will return in a moment. All baseball season, your Chicago Cubs live on one network. Comcast SportsNet. Exclusive interviews with the team's biggest stars. In-depth Cubs coverage from pregame to postgame. And the announcers that bring each game to life. All baseball season, your Chicago Cubs live on one network. Comcast SportsNet, fans' best friend.
Comcast SportsNet presents Great Moments in Crosstown History.
It is 6-0 Cubs. Miller scores and it's 8-0. It's just a bad game so far. Hit him in the helmet. And we are right back in this ballgame. Paul Konerko. 3 in the 5th, 6 in the 6th, 3 in the 8th. They win it 13-9. And what a day for Paul Konerko.
See the next chapter, May 27th on Comcast SportsNet.
After every playoff game, tune in to CSN for Blackhawks Postgame Live. Go inside the locker room for a player's take.
The way everyone played, it was a 4-line effort. It wasn't like we were short in the bench or anything, so that's probably a perfect game team-wise.
Hear from Coach Q and see Pat and Steve break down the action.
Penalty killing is all about hard work and sacrificing, and we saw that tonight. The work ethic on this team, second to none. That's why they're having success killing penalties.
Blackhawks Postgame Live, after every game throughout the playoffs on Comcast SportsNet. Inside Look, Ernie Banks, presented by Cadillac, now continues.
When you think of how hard it was for you to hit 500 home runs, and the guys that played at your time, they all did it clean, the right way. And now we hear of steroids and all these different problems. What is your take on someone saying, I don't believe Barry Bonds is the all-time home run leader because I don't think he did it like you did it, the clean way? What's your take?
Well, I just look at a little bit of history, I mean, there have been all kind of things that happened in baseball way before we even started. When I played, it was mostly alcohol. I mean, in the clubhouse, on the plane, in the restaurant, everywhere you go, it was alcohol. So there's a few players who became alcoholics, behind that time, and so it's just the time that we play in, the competition that we're living under, the stress that we deal with. It's all of that. It kind of changes us to another level, and we have a death wish at times. I always talk to God Almighty. I mean, athletes must have a death wish. They just don't want to live. But it's just the pressure that is involved in sports today is unbelievable. The pressure is unbelievable.
Does it bother you if someone, little kid, he looks at the list and he goes, oh, there's Ernie Banks, 512 home runs, but look, all the way up here is Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa and this guy and that guy, and you in your heart go, they didn't do it like I did it. The guys I played with, we did it the right way. Does it bother you at all?
No.
Why?
I went to see Barry when he was going for the record in L.A. and different places. I went to Rafael Palmeiro. I mean, I just got more close to the guys, and you know, they didn't. Alex Rodriguez, I mean, he broke my record for home run for shortstop. I went to Dallas to be with him and went to his house and talked to him about getting married and all of that. But he broke my record in Dallas. He hit Texas Rangers. I think he hit 58 or 9 home runs in 1 year. But I always look upon them as special people, you know, not what they did. I don't know what they did, and a lot of people don't. But baseball knows a lot about what's going on with a lot of that stuff. But I just like the people as members of this 500 home run club. I just like them. They just wonderful people. Reggie Jackson, I mean, and I was the only one that was in the 500 home run that didn't play in the World Series. So when we played the old timers game, they always razzed me a little bit. You didn't play in no World Series? Get out of here. Get back there. Go back there. You didn't play in the World Series. And I would ask them, what is it like playing in the World Series? I would ask them, hey, what is it like? Oh, man, you wouldn't know all that stuff. But I've learned toward the end of the season, it is tough to win a World Series.
Ernie and I decided to take a little break to stretch our legs. With a beautiful day at the ballpark came the urge to grab a bat. And for the first time in a long time, Mr. Cub took his rightful place at home plate at Wrigley Field.
And most of the people that came here was highly intelligent. From the North Shore, they all had averages come $120,000, $90,000, $120,000. They're all highly educated. Their kids went to school, most of them, and they came out after school was out and learned a lot from here. Mr. Wrigley used to give them jobs after the game was over to pick up the paper. Did you know that?
I did that. We used to either flip up a row of seats all the way around the park and you got a ticket for the next day's game.
Yeah.
Or you had to stack up cups a certain height and you got a ticket.
Right.
I used to do that all the time. Then I became a vendor here.
Well, you like to do it again.
I liked being at the ballpark.
Would you like to do it again?
Would I like to do it again?
Yes.
I'd rather stand here and interview you.
Well, you could always do that. But no, but you like to do that again. Sometimes I think about life. I always said, let's play two. Is doing it one more time.
Yep.
Just one more time. Let's do it one more time. A guy named Ralph Kiner talked to me about hitting the baseball. When you're in taking batting practice, try to hit every ball in the stand so I can get my hands moving. Hand action. He hit it all over there. He did. Ralph Kiner. You ever heard of him?
Absolutely. Great player.
Nice person, too. Nice person.
So when you took batting practice, were you trying to hit every one of them to Waveland Avenue? What were you trying to do?
Get him over there. Because in my career, I only hit 2 home runs to right field.
You were a dead pull hitter.
That's right. Like Ted Williams. And when I started playing, that's what they did. Everybody pulled the ball. Right head, left head, they pulled the ball. And Ted Williams was the first to do it. You heard of Ted Williams?
Splendid splinter.
Yeah. Everybody played over there. Pulling the ball was our way of hitting back then. Al Kaline, all the guys that was playing what I was playing. Frank Robinson, all those guys. Willie Mays, pull the ball.
When was the last time you think you stood in this batter's box with a bat in your hand?
That was the old timers game. put on by the insurance company. And it was here. You know, used to play old-timers games at all the parks.
Sure.
But it was about 1973 when I was in the box.
Okay, the toughest guy you ever faced standing in the batter's box here at Wrigley, would it have been Bob Gibson? Was he the toughest to face?
No.
Who was tougher?
Who you think?
Juan Marichal.
No.
I don't know. Who?
Huh? He didn't pitch here that much. Marichal didn't.
Right.
They always pitch in the next city. But my life was about it. Hank and Willie was about hitting the ball. Didn't care who threw it.
So who was the toughest challenge? When you went to the park that day, you went?
Just the ball.
The ball, not the pitcher.
Just think about the ball.
How about that?
It was what happened. I'm saying this in love. We came out of the South, segregation and all of that. Me, Willie, and Hank. They were born in Alabama. I was born in Texas. So we came to the major leagues. We wanted to knock the hell out of that little white ball.
That's it.
What? Who's going to throw that ball out here to me? I would have knocked it. We used to talk about it a lot. Beat the hell out of that little white ball.
You can run, you can't hide. That's it.
Coming up, making party plans.
And I would stay here after everybody leave this ballpark.
Inside Look. Ernie Banks will return in a moment. Get closer to the field on game day as Comcast SportsNet, Menards, and the Cubs team up to select 5 lucky winners to be a Menards Wrigley Field groundskeeper for a day. The winner will enjoy the full game day experience of preparing the friendly confines and help drag the infield during the 4th inning in front of a packed house. Plus, 4 tickets to the game, a Menards groundskeeper uniform, and pregame photos on the field. To enter, visit any Menards location to pick up an entry postcard.
There's fun and adventure around every corner of our state, and Discover Wisconsin is your weekly ticket to it all. Uncover all the excitement, unique attractions, and friendly people every weekend on this station. And visit Chevy.discoverwisconsin.com for your chance to win this month's prize package. Start making plans for your own adventure right here every week on Discover Wisconsin. Discover Wisconsin, Saturday mornings at 10 on Comcast SportsNet.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kip Lewis, and this is SportsNet Central, presented by GMC. Thanks for joining us on a huge night in Chicago sports. The Blackhawks face elimination again in Game 6. We'll bring you more reaction from inside the Hawks locker room.
And I'm Jen Latta. It's Game 1 of the Crosstown Cup. The Cubs and Sox renew their rivalry, while Red skipper Dusty Baker has a unique suggestion for handling the war of words between Matt Garza and Johnny Cueto. Honoring the real heroes. SportsNet Central starts now.
This is Playoff Central, presented by GMC.
And we start with the Hawks fighting to stay alive. Game 6 in Detroit. The Blackhawks looking to force a deciding Game 7 back at the United Center Wednesday night. Corey Crawford and the Hawks did not want to play off in the first. Drew Miller takes a shot from the circle. Corey Crawford makes a save, but Patrick Eaves puts in the rebound. That would tie things up at 1. On to the second period we go. Hawks on their second power play of the period. Taves gets the one-on-one with Jimmy Howard, but can't beat the goaltender. Then midpoint of the period, after a Hawks turnover, Joakim Anderson rips a shot from the blue line, beats Crawford glove side. Take another look at this one. Crawford drops his glove on the shot. A soft goal there, so the Hawks head to the dressing room trailing 2-1, but the deficit didn't last long. Third period, 51 seconds into the period, Nicholas Chalmerson finds a wide-open Michael Handzus in front of the net for the goal. That would tie things up at 2. 5 minutes later, it gets even better. Brian Bickle crashes the net, pokes the rebound past Howard. Bickle's second of the series and fifth of the playoffs. Hawks back in the lead 3-2. Midpoint of the period, Michael Frolik on the breakaway. Carlo Poliakovo slashes Frolik.
Frolik versus Howard. Score! Michael Frolik has made it 4-2 Chicago.
On the penalty shot, Frolik with a great move on Howard. His first of the series, third of the postseason, 4-2 Hawks. Detroit fans starting to lead, but it wasn't over. 52 seconds left. Damian Brunner rips a shot pass to make it 4-3, but there simply wasn't enough time left for the Red Wings. The Hawks keep their season alive with a 4-3 win at Joe Louis Arena, their first playoff win in Detroit in 21 years. Game 7 is Wednesday back in Chicago. So the Hawks answer the call and force a Game 7 Wednesday night at the United Center. 3 third-period goals sparked the Hawks. The penalty shot there by Frolik sealed the win. A great goal to make it 4-2 Blackhawks at the time. Corey Crawford with 35 saves on the night. As I mentioned, it's the Hawks' first playoff win in Detroit since 1992. So a trip to the Western Conference Final is now on the line Wednesday from the West Side.
That was a tough game. Obviously, it was the toughest game of the series, and especially when they went 2-1, they were flying. They had the crowd going, and credit to our guys for not being fazed by that. They hung in there, and it's a huge third period by everybody. Had a couple power plays, a couple penalty kills, and big saves by Crow in the third. Everyone bounced back and found a way.
I know going out in the ice, we had a spark, and we knew we could do it. And I felt, getting that first goal, it was huge and sparked the bench, and we just carried on from there.
Felt great. Obviously, I didn't feel too good after that one. I was trying to just regain my confidence, my focus, and just build off the next shot and make the next save and build off it.
And in this Hawks postgame plus, our analyst Steve Conroy says, put this win on Crawford and how the team opened in the third.
And I've got to give a lot of credit to Corey Crawford, because let's go back to midway through that second period. He allowed a really bad goal, one he'd like to have back, puts them down 2-1. He doesn't go into a shell, though, made a number of good stops in that second period. In fact, on the penalty kill, made 3 outstanding saves to close out that second period. Could have been 3-1 very easily for Detroit, but instead he keeps his team close. And as you mentioned, boy, what an outburst, an offensive outburst by this team, down 2-1 in the third period. They just really took it to the Detroit Red Wings, and yeah, probably their best period of the year.
We have more from Game 6 in Detroit coming up later in the show. We'll go back live to Motown for a post-game report from CSNChicago.com's Tracy Myers. That is still to come.
So a great night to be a Chicago sports fan, and it started with Game 1 of the Crosstown Cup at U.S. Cellular Field. Entering tonight, though, this matchup was pretty lopsided based on the career interleague numbers of the starting pitchers, Jeff Samardzija and Jose Quintana. The Shark came in with an 0-3 record and a 7.71 ERA, while Quintana was 1-0 with just a .42 ERA. That's, of course, in interleague play. So would that trend continue? Well, for starters, there was a bald eagle at the ballpark, a nice tribute on Memorial Day. Top of the first, Alfonso Soriano hits a deep fly ball to left off of Quintana. It goes to the wall. Starlin Castro's coming around to but Soriano actually only gets to first on that one, but the Cubs do take an early lead. That was all that Jeff Samardzija would need. Bottom of the second, facing Paul Konerko for the first time since May 18th of last year. You'll remember Samardzija inadvertently let a pitch go, and it hit Konerko in the face after he had homered earlier in the game. Konerko got a black eye, but otherwise he was okay. So this time around, Konerko getting a hold of it, but he grounds to third on the first pitch of the at-bat, and Anthony Rizzo makes a nice pick to complete the out. Later in the inning, Samardzija getting Dayan Viciedo to line out to second, and that ends the inning. That's 6 up, 6 down for the pitcher. To the third, after Connor Gillespie's single, Jeff Keppinger grounds into the 6, 4, 3 double play. After 3 innings, Samardzija had faced the minimum. Top of 5, Cubs adding to their lead after striking out in his first 2 at-bats. Julio Barbone sends a 2-run home run to the seats in right. His first round tripper since 2010 when he homered off Mark Burley while with the Rangers. Samardzija getting some defensive help as well. Look at Soriano on his horse. Makes the grab in the corner to end the inning. Now to the 6th. 4-0 Cubs. Samardzija just dominating. He gets Tyler Flowers to chase strike 3. Then Alejandro De Aza chasing one in the dirt. Wellington Castillo makes the throw for the final out of the frame. Top of 7 now. Cubs offense adding to their lead.
Driven to deep center. De Aza back to the wall. The leap. He can't catch it. Bourbon already in. Castro's going to score. Rizzo making the turn on his way to third. It's a triple.
Rizzo finished 2 for 5 with a double and a triple. Kip?
Thank you. Next batter, Alfonso Soriano. He singles back up the middle to plate Rizzo. Soriano had 3 hits and 2 RBI. Cubs up 7-0. Meanwhile, the Sox still couldn't figure out Samardzija. He gets Adam Dunn to swing and miss on the full count pitch to end the 7th. Then in the 8th, Viciado chases the ball well out of the zone. Samardzija had 8 strikeouts. To the 9th, Samardzija going for his first career shutout. Jeff Keppinger with a hard shot to first. Rizzo has it, flips it to Samardzija for the first out. Then, after a walk to Tyler Flowers, Samardzija strikes out De Aza for the second out. But Alexi Ramirez, he wasn't ready to go home. He singles here to right center, just the second hit for the Sox all night. Flowers moves to third, just 90 feet away from spoiling the shutout. Next batter, Alex Rios. Samardzija jams him, pops it up on the infield for the final out of the game. Cubs win it 7-0. Samardzija tosses a 2-hit complete game shutout. Afterwards, check it out. He manages to avoid the shaving cream to the face by his teammates while talking to Arlu Stuckmeyer. Hopefully nobody got hurt there. So Jeff Samardzija got plenty of run support as he cruises to his 3rd victory of the season. The early damage was done on Jose Quintana. The Sox starter made it 6 innings but allowed 4 runs on 4 hits with 3 walks. Samardzija gets the complete game shutout, giving up only 2 hits. And listen to this. The last time a Cubs pitcher tossed a complete game shutout against an American League team, Claude Pissot, remember him? In Game 3 of the 1945 World Series on October 5th of that year.
I'm going out in the mindset to pitch deep in every game. You know, if you want to be one of the guys, you know, the team turns to in big situations, you know, that's the #1 thing is pitch deep into games, save your bullpen, and give your offense a chance to win the game. You know, we saw it happen tonight, had some quick innings, and, you know, we go out and put a quick 3 up there in the first few innings, which allows me to, you know, take a step back and like I said, pound the zone. And really not be too worried about the long ball or anything like that. Just keep guys off the bases, and then we tack on a few more. And, you know, that's about how you write it up. So, you know, you got to go kudos to our offense there to allow me to relax and you know, make some pitches. But, you know, they were great at the plate today. They were aggressive, and they ran the bases real well and played some great defense behind me, too.
That's the best I've seen, yeah. It's like he was in opening day. He had everything going. His split finger was working well today, and that's as dominant as he can be. And it was fun to watch. His pitch count was down. He wasn't trying to punch everyone out. He was just throwing strikes, and that's all we could ask, and that's all our entire pitching staff all year.
You just tip your hat to him, and you know, he was dominant. You know, that's great start for him, and you know, that's all you can really say about that one. I mean, they had some guys swing the bat well as well, but that was kind of secondary to what he was doing out there.
Our GMC Professional Grade Player of the Night, easiest decision of the day, Cubs pitcher Jeff Samardzija. After a complete game 2-hit shutout, he struck out 8 White Sox in the process. He's given up just 3 earned runs total in his last 3 starts. Here's our Cubs analyst Todd Hollandsworth on the Shark tonight.
Jeff Samardzija put together his best effort tonight. You saw it. Complete game shutout. Great game plan early. Attacked the White Sox hitters. A lot of four-seam fastballs. At times showed the slider and even the splitty, but early. Only 6 off-speed pitches in his first 43. Only 1 strikeout. Why? He was aggressive with that fastball. Got a lot of early contact. Was looking for efficiency. 6 bullpen innings that last game in Cincinnati. He wanted to go long in this one. He does just that. He gets the lead. 5 through 9 innings. 5 through 9. You started to see the split. You started to see the slider. You started to see the strikeouts, and he dominated the White Sox tonight.
Certainly did. The war of words between the Cubs and Reds heats up. Matt Garza calls out pitcher Johnny Cueto, and today Dusty Baker, well, he weighs in as well, wanting baseball to adopt hockey rules to handle such situations. Plus, more from the Blackhawks. Hawks insider Tracy Meyer joins us live from Detroit to break down Game 6 and tell us what to expect in that do-or-die Game 7.
SportsNet Central on Comcast SportsNet is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
The GMC Terrain. Color touch sound system. Bluetooth connectivity.
Call Jen.
This is smart. OnStar app ready. The 2013 GMC Terrain. Over 100 standard features that make you more capable. That's professional grade.
Celebrate Memorial Day and lease this 2013 GMC Terrain SLE for around $199 per month.
Where should you get advice about getting out of debt? Geraci Law is one of the oldest and largest debt relief law firms in the country. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Whether you're high income or low, rent or own, if you need advice about mortgages, bill collectors, foreclosure, finance companies, or almost any debt problem, call Geraci Law or click now.
If you're worried about debt, call now to see if you qualify. 1-800-401-4010. Get the ultimate garden tool, a Tough Shed storage building or garage available at the Home Depot. Legendary Tough Shed quality and the convenience of the Home Depot. Call, click, or visit and Tough Shed handles the rest. Installing your shed or garage where you want so you can create the backyard of your dreams. Right now, get 10% off the base price on installed Sundance Series sheds and garages, plus up to 24-month special financing when you use your Home Depot consumer credit card.
The Tough Shed Sundance Series, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Look at him, living on cloud nine with that U-verse wireless receiver.
You see, in my day, when my mom was repainting the house, you couldn't just set up a TV in the basement. I mean, come on.
Nope. We only watched TV in the rooms that had a TV outlet.
Yeah, if we wanted to watch TV someplace else, we'd have to go to my Aunt Sally's. Have you ever sat in a plastic-covered couch?
You're missing a good game over here.
Those kids wouldn't have lasted one day in our shoes.
Add a wireless receiver. Call to get U-verse TV for just $19 a month with qualifying bundles. Rethink possible.
It's kind of BS on his part, just total immature. And you know, if he has something to say about it, he knows where to find my locker, and definitely I'll find his. So I took total disrespect out of that one. You know, Zeus has never done anything wrong. He just plays the game the right way. So Cueto has any problem, he could throw at me, and I'll definitely return the favor. So.
Well, Matt Garza was not happy after Johnny Cueto threw over the head of David DeJesus yesterday in Cincinnati. Garza's post-game comments about Cueto have sparked a bit of a firestorm. Both teams were warned after Cueto's pitch, but Red skipper Dusty Baker didn't help the situation. After hearing Garza's comments, Baker added to the controversy by saying, quote, "Take care of it then. I mean, Cueto couldn't hit Wilt Chamberlain with that pitch. I just wish, put them in a room, let them box, and let it be over with. Know what I mean? I always said this, let it be like hockey. Let them fight. Somebody hits the ground, and then it'll be over with, I'm serious about that," end quote. Well, here's what the Cubs had to say about it today.
I'm not really worried about it. You know, it's great to have guys that back you, your own teammates. You want your teammates behind you, like animated like Garza. You know, he's a great guy to have, but you know, it's not something just needs to get blown out of proportion.
If they fight, I bet on Garza because it's in my team. I heard that, you know, Dusty wanna bet with me, so I bet a couple hundred against Garza. So I heard that, you know, Dusty Baker in the same way, so that's what I can say.
Well, if you missed it, this is what happened. The Reds were leading 4-0, and Cueto reportedly threw the pitch because DeJesus had stepped out of the box before a pitch in the first inning. Perhaps it's all blown out of proportion. For more, let's get the opinion of our Cubs analyst, Todd Hollingsworth.
Oh, I understand where Matty's coming from right there. I don't know if he needs to be vocal after the game to express himself. He's entitled to it. I'm not telling him he's wrong. But he's probably going to have to handle some business now, and I'm not sure that's where you want it to go. If you've got business you want to handle, you got something you want to say, keep it between yourselves and go handle that business. But the media doesn't need to know about it.
Our great clips. Clip of the week comes from yesterday's Jays-Orioles game. And if you didn't see this, put down your Hot Pocket and take a look. Munenori Kawasaki hits a 2-run walk-off double to give the Jays a 6-5 win over the Orioles. That's impressive, right? But afterwards, former Cub Mark DeRosa decided he should not be the one getting interviewed on Rogers Sportsnet.
He's played great. He's played great. Come on, Mooney. This is his interview. I'll be his translator.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Thank you very much. My name is Munenori Kawasaki. I'm from Japan. I'm Japanese.
I can't follow that. I'm out of here.
I feel the same way, actually. Before Game 6, the Blackhawks said all the pressure was on the Red Wings. The Hawks feeling some pressure, entering the third period trailing 2-1, but 51 seconds into the third, Michael Handzus beats Jimmy Howard to tie this game at 2. And you're starting to feel the momentum shifting. 4 minutes later, Brian Bickle crashing the net. He pokes the rebound past Howard, and the Hawks were back on top 3-2. Midpoint of the period, Michael Frolik with a penalty shot. He beats Howard with the great move. 4-2 Hawks. That'd be enough. They keep their season alive with a 4-3 win at Joe Louis Arena. Game 7 Wednesday night, back in the Windy City.
I think all year that's been like that. Whether you want to talk about the penalty killing, whether you want to talk about Shazi's line, Bix, I just think that there's not a lot of room out there for top guys. I still think that, we don't really care who scores or who gets the recognition or attention here. We're, I think we're all about being a team and contributing in any way you can.
For more on tonight's huge win, we head back out to Joe Louis Arena and bring in our CSN Blackhawks insider, Tracy Myers. Hey, Tracy. Now, if you look at the stats, Detroit had more shots, more hits. They won more faceoffs. So simply, what was the difference for the Blackhawks?
Well, it was a couple things. I mean, first of all, for Corey Crawford, he definitely had to get past that goal he gave up in the second period. It was certainly not one of his better ones, and it started with there. And the other thing is in the third period, the Blackhawks took advantage of opportunities they had. They got to the net. If Detroit made a mistake, they put it in the back of their net, and Michael Frolik's penalty shot couldn't have come in a bigger time for them.
You look at Hosa's first goal, you look at Bickle's goal, both of them off of rebounds. How much emphasis did this team place on crashing the net and being in those positions to score?
Yeah, that was something that they weren't doing in a couple of these early games, and they've talked about it. They said, we have to make it tough on Jimmy Howard. Howard's been tremendous in this series, but, this first couple games, he was obviously able to see a lot of the shots that came his way. And if the Blackhawks were going to extend this, they had to do something about it. They had to make it uncomfortable for him. They had to take away his eyes, as they like to say, with bodies and sticks or what have you, and they've been able to do that.
Okay, so we knew they would have to win 3 in a row in order to advance. Now, the 2 greatest words in all of sports, Game 7. What is the attitude that these guys had in the locker room afterward? Are they feeling the pressure, or do you think that this is going to be a Blackhawks victory moving on?
Well, obviously they were feeling good about this one, but a couple of guys said it very correctly, and the veterans were the ones. It's like, listen, you enjoy this now. It's a Game 6 victory. Yes, we forced it back to Chicago, but you get rid of it as quickly as possible, too, because it's just that. They just tied the series. Game 7 is a whole different ball game. It's some of the greatest hockey that's ever played comes in Game 7s, but at the same time, if the Blackhawks revel too much into this one, it's going to lead to bad things in Game 7. So they will enjoy this for the moment. They will put it behind them, and they'll take the same approach they have in the last 2.
All right, and if nothing else, they were able to avoid the dreaded octopus. That's huge. Tracy Myers, thank you so much, joining us from Joe Louis Arena, our CSN Blackhawks insider.
And keep it right here. We're back with our plays of the day, and the Memphis Grizzlies facing elimination, trying to avoid getting swept by the Spurs.
Ask anyone from just about anywhere, and they'll tell you about their DQ. There'll be stories about road trips, chicken strips, and a blizzard served upside down. But what they're really saying is they're a fan. So here's to our fans, the local heroes and local legends, the next in line, and the next generation. At DQ, we don't make fast food. We make fan food.
It's the Memorial Day Summer Kickoff event at The Great Escape. Save $1,000 on a 21-foot pool, now just $19.99, including free installation and our clean water guarantee with a free Nature 2 auto sanitizer. Save up to 50% on patio collections. Buy any 5 or 7-piece dining collection and get a free 9-foot umbrella. And save up to $3,000 on Sundance hot tubs, plus get an additional $500 instant cash back.
Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape.
I do a lot of research on Angie's List before I do any projects on my home.
At Angie's List, you'll find reviews written by people just like you.
I love my contractor, and I am so thankful to Angie's List for bringing us together.
Angie's List. Reviews you can trust.
At your Lexus dealer, it's your turn to drive a Lexus filled with as much advanced technology as the world around you. How soon can you own one? How about now? At the It's Your Turn Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, you'll find surprisingly affordable 0.9% APR financing offered on every CPO model. The It's Your Turn Lexus Certified Pre-Owned Sales event. See your Lexus dealer today.
My voice and internet bill from the phone company
was big. We were paying too much
for slow DSL.
old technology. Big problem.
So we switched to Comcast Business.
Fast internet. Better phones.
Brought our costs down to size.
We switched. And put the big bills behind us.
Start saving. Sign up for Comcast Business Internet and add phone and TV for just $34.90 more a month. Switch to Comcast Business. Call 800-501-6000 today.
Never give him an inch.
Strong. 312-609-0400.
So Team Cap and Team Chuck have been going at it for a while. Over 5,000 combined tweets with the hashtag Team Cap and Team Chuck. Chuck wins it with 3,435 mentions, while Cap finished with just over 1,800. And the winner of the CSN prize pack is Priscilla. She's a White Sox fan through and through. Here's the photo she submitted of her White Sox pride. Congratulations and thanks. The Crosstown Classic continues tomorrow night with Chris Sale facing Edwin Jackson. Sports Talk Live from U.S. Cellular Field gets you ready for this game at 5 o'clock. Then SportsNet Central at 6 has the day's top stories. That will be followed by pregame live at 6:30 with the latest on both teams. At 7 o'clock, it's the White Sox broadcast of the game with Hawk Harrelson and Steve Stone. That's followed by Sox postgame live immediately afterward. The WNBA's top draft pick squaring off today. Brittany Griner for the Mercury, Elena Delle Donne for the Sky. Final seconds of the first half, Delle Donne open, knocking down the 3-ball at the buzzer. She had 16 first-half points. Not bad for her debut. Game well in hand for the Sky when Griner put on a show in the fourth. 2 dunks, a strong one-handed slam, and then a little later off the steal. Heading back her way, puts it in with 2 hands. Still impressive. The first WNBA player with 2 dunks in a game. Delle Donne had 22 points, though, 8 rebounds, and the Sky win 102-80.
To the NBA, Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. The Spurs tipped off holding a commanding 3-0 series lead. No team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit, but Lionel Hollins and company taking it just 1 game at a time. Late in the first, Spurs up 9. Bad pass by Marc Gasol. Snatched up by Kawhi Leonard. On to Tim Duncan for the slam. San Antonio up 11 after that. Closing seconds of the half, Jared Bayless from the wing. Gonna knock down the 3. Grizzlies would close the gap to 6 at the half. And then less than 5 to go in the fourth. Tony Parker stops, pops, nails the jumper. He had a game-high 37 points, his 4th highest career total in the playoffs. But Memphis wouldn't go quietly. Marc Gasol with a one-handed floater makes it a 3-point game with under a minute to go, but that's as close as it would get. The San Antonio Spurs sweep the Grizzlies. They are headed back to the NBA Finals for the 5th time under Coach Greg Popovich. 93-86 is your final.
Tonight's Country Financial top performers not named Jeff Samardzija include Seattle's Aaron Harang, who tossed a complete game gem, scattering 4 hits in a 9-0 win over San Diego. Kelly Johnson had himself a day as well, going yard twice and driving in 6 in Tampa's 10-6 triumph over Miami. And yards catcher Yadier Molina had a home run and 4 RBI in his team's win over the Royals.
The plays of the day are presented by Lexus.
Number 3, Subway Series in New York. 6th inning, Daniel Murphy blasts one deep to center. This ball travels 385 feet before Brett Gardner robs him of a home run. Gardner times it perfectly, brings it back in. Mets, they win it 2-1.
Number 2.
Murphy goes.
Samardzija. I feel like Jan Brady. He went the distance, though, getting the complete game shutout. Gave up only 2 hits and struck out 8 as the Cubs beat the White Sox 7-0. Well deserved.
And, of course, our number 1 play has to come from Motown. Blackhawks up 3-2 in the 3rd. Michael Frolik with a penalty shot uses the backhand. He goes top shelf. That proved to be the game winner as the Blackhawks win it 4-3 and force a Game 7 on Wednesday. Those are your plays of the day.
And if you weren't sure, it all comes down to Game 7 Wednesday night. Don't forget to flip over to Comcast SportsNet. The minute the game ends Wednesday, we will bring you a special edition of Blackhawks Postgame Live. Pat Boyle and Steve Conroy break down the action, and we'll go inside the locker room for player reaction. Hopefully we can get set up for the Western Conference Finals. And this game, of course, Wednesday night, that action only on Comcast SportsNet. That postgame action, of course.
And that is it for us. And, of course, keep it right here for all the next couple of days as we get you set for that Game 7 between the Hawks and Wings. Thanks for watching SportsNet Central, presented by GMC.
I will be back at midnight. We'll recap the Hawks' victory and preview Game 7. And remember, for Chicago Sports News 24/7, log on to csnchicago.com.